Hey my friends, what's going on? Jake Andrews here. Welcome back to my channel, Blues Rock Guitar Lessons. It has been quite a while since I've uploaded a full teaching video for you guys. I've been so busy with my traveling career, out on the road, playing shows, performing, entertaining the fans. Recording new material, released a new record this last spring. Check it out on Spotify called Train Back Home. It's a pretty awesome instrumental, full-on guitar rock album. So check that out, Train Back Home. But I am back home for a little bit and wanted to get back into sharing some awesome blues rock guitar lessons with you guys. So this is one of my favorite tunes ever, one of the greatest riffs in rock music as far as I'm concerned. Pretty simple, but just, it hits deep. Just Got Paid by ZZ Top. This is off of their second studio album, 1972, Rio Grande Mud. Now the thing about ZZ Top is that most people are probably familiar with their 1983 album Eliminator, which had Sharp Dressed Man and Legs and a lot of these songs on it. Very commercial, huge MTV era album. And that was really when they were at the pinnacle of their success. But the band had put out their first album in 1970. They were probably working on it already in 1969. So they already had many years, many albums that were released before Eliminator. So definitely, if you're not that familiar with ZZ Top, you need to go back and check out all of those earlier albums. A lot more raw of a sound than Eliminator. Eliminator is very produced, has that very 80s sound, which is very cool also, but their earlier stuff is a lot more raw, a lot bluesier. So yeah, Just Got Paid, 1972, Rio Grande Mud. Billy usually played it in open E tuning back then, so the way he's playing the riff is a little different. I'm going to show it to you in standard tuning, which makes it a lot easier to play. However, I will say I've seen Billy perform it numerous times, including just this past weekend, and he's not tuning down anymore. He's just playing it in regular standard tuning in E. Now, Billy Gibbons is still killing it. I just saw him, in fact, this past weekend at a private party here in Austin, and Billy is tearing it up. It was his birthday night, and check out this footage from the show. All right, guys, so I'm excited to teach you how to play this song in standard tuning. Of course, we're not doing the slide solo today. I'm just doing the rhythm parts that are played underneath it. But get those down, and then you can really just play some pentatonic blues stuff over those chord changes. I'll see you in the video lesson. All right, everybody, here we are, up close and personal on the Les Paul. Gotta do it just like Billy with his 1959 Gibson Les Paul. Pearly Gates is her name. Boy, was she sweet sounding. So a lot of that stuff was recorded on his 59 Les Paul. So I'm just doing the best I can with my reissue right here, but it still sounds pretty sweet. We are in standard tuning, of course, and the song is in the key of E, okay? That would be my first position minor pentatonic for the key of E. So this is definitely a heavy blues rock song. Minor pentatonic is what we want to be playing. Now, you may or may not be familiar already with the 5 minor pentatonic boxes or shapes or patterns, but we are playing this riff in the 3rd box of the key of E. And that's a very common position and key for rock songs because we get these low bass notes here that are all in that same pattern, one full step. And then of course we also get the open E that works, okay? So this is a very common position, stuff like Purple Haze. So many countless riffs have been played in this position and in this key. All right, so our main riff is right in that box. Now I'm going to show you the easy beginner way to play this riff, and even if you just stuck with this, it's going to sound great the whole time. In fact, Billy does use it in the song, but then he kind of reverts back to the more advanced way of playing the riff. What I'm talking about is this. This is just the basic notes. Okay, just those notes themselves. So watch me, I'm here at the 5th fret, 5th string, and I'm going. Dropping down to the 4th string, back to the 5th string, that's the root, that's our E note. And the timing is. Okay, try that. Now repeat this part. All right, so now it sounds like. Just keep doing that. What we're going to do right there is jump back to this G right here, and we're going to pick it and then pull it off to the open E. Make sure you use your first finger. And then we want to quickly jump back over to the root note here, the E on our ring finger. So that's a little bit of a jump. You have to go. So pull it off and quickly jump. So all of that together, that's the whole riff there. That's the basic way of playing it, and if you just stuck with that the whole time, it's still going to sound great. So that's the beginner's approach to it. Now, the more advanced way of playing it, which he's doing, is alternating those notes with the low open E string. and it gets this very cool drone sound on the low open E. So he's going like this. So you see he's picking the open E string almost in between every single note. All right? So that's the more advanced way of doing it. Before we get there, I want to take you one more intermediate step, which would be kind of the next level beyond the beginner's way of playing it, where we can just do this. So that's just throwing in one extra low open E note, and that you can let it ring out, and that will start to give you the sound of the advanced lick. Watch this again. So I'm going to go and throw the low open E right there. That's all I added into it, and that really changed the sound. Especially if you allow it to ring out. Okay, so mess around with that for a while, get comfortable with it. Then the next level is the advanced way he's playing it. And as I said, he's picking the open E, the low open E, in between almost every note. These first two notes are played together, okay, so that doesn't change. But he's going to go. And then this is just the same. All right, try that slowly. These two notes are together, so you don't hit an open E until after I do this. Up till now, I'm just doing downstrokes. That's fine for now. Let's try it again a little faster. It's very even timing. You might want to add a little vibrato there. All right, so that's how you can play it. And as I said, I'm just doing downstrokes. Now, the more advanced way would be to alternate it and go like this. Okay, so that looks like. Okay, so I'm going down, up, down, up. You see that? Down, up, down, up, down, up. And then this can just be downstrokes. Watch me again. It's a little tricky to get that, but once you do, it's just like a clock. It's that even, like a piston. You'll have to sit and work on it, but try to get it that clean and everything ringing out. Finally, you build it up to full speed. So that's the advanced way of playing it that Billy is playing. Now, as I mentioned earlier, he's playing the simpler way in the song as well at different points, most notably on the intro. Okay, so now going back to actually show you the format of the song, he comes in with that riff, the advanced way, one time, and so it starts off like this, 2, 3, 4. The next one, he immediately goes into just this. And then one more of those. However, at that point, that's where the slide comes in. As you saw me play it, I just got that note here slid in on the second string from 10 to 12, and that's getting the B note up there. So just slide into that and leave some vibrato on it and let it ring out. If you have a drive pedal or a tube screamer or something, you might want to hit it on there and really get that sustain. Okay, so putting that all together for the first little piece of the intro, we're going to do these 3 riffs and then end on the slide note right here at 12. So it's going to sound like this slowly. Leave that vibrato on there and let it ring out. All right, then he comes back in with the full-on riff 6 times. Now one more thing you'll notice from this G note pull-off, I slide back in, and that sounds really cool as well. Okay, so let's put all of that together and play it slowly. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that is the intro. By the way, the drum fill coming in on the riff is one of the coolest drum fills I've ever heard in my life. Frank Beard, yes sir. So after we do that, we come right into the verse, the vocal verse. And once again, I'm just showing you how I play it in standard tuning. But I'm just playing an E bar chord here. Really just emphasizing the 5th, 4th, and 3rd string. And then we're going back to a D. So it's really just going to go back and forth between these 2 chords, E to D, and then back to the riff. Let me show you how I play it, and we add to the D as well. So it sounds like this. And then to the riff twice. Okay, so I'm on this E bar chord and I'm going da 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 and kind of pushing the beat. Da 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 da. Going back to D and going da da twice, but then I jump up here and do this this voicing where I have the 3rd on top. I go. That's just like an open A shape, but we're getting it off of a D. Okay, that's all it is. So now I am kind of getting that muted sound in between the E chord here. Feel free to do that or just leave the space. I'm going. Now repeat all of it again. You'll notice when I played it, I added a couple licks right here. That's just pentatonic in the 3rd and 4th box. So feel free to play in those positions. Just to add your own flavor to it, so it could sound like this. Something like that's going to sound really cool. All right, so at that point, he's going to a G and then to an A. Very common chord changes. These are the same changes as Purple Haze, for instance. Same key. Purple Haze is just an E and then G, A. All right, so I'm getting a G right here, and I'm playing it like a power chord. I'm really just getting the 6th, 5th, and 4th strings. And then the A as well. Now what I'm doing to kind of get the cool slide sound that he's getting, I'm playing this G here, and then I'm sliding into a G up here at the 10th fret. So I'm down at this voicing, the A shape. So I'm going, I can slide into it and kind of get that slide sound. Da, da, da. Down, up, down. So I'm going. And then doing the same thing on A, which is 12 and 14. That's a cool sound. And then back to the riff twice, my friends. Now let's repeat the verse again. So at the end of that second verse, he does the main riff here 3 times, and then he ends and breaks on a D. I'm just doing an open D power chord here. And then of course he goes into the slide solo. So we're coming out of the second verse with this. So you see that third one just goes, cut it off there on the D note, and land on a D chord and let it ring out. That's a break. Okay, so once again. Now, right after that break on the D, the slide solo comes in. And we're not going to try to play that, but the rhythm and the chords underneath are just an A to a D, okay? The way I'm playing it is like this. All right, so that's just an A power chord twice. And then I'm jumping up to the E power chord and going. You see, I'm using that middle finger. And then hitting the high E right there. So I put it together, it sounds like. So there's that little hesitation in between. Da, 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 da. Now if you want to alternate this, and if you want to throw that muted in between, that sounds cool as well. That's what I'm really doing. I'm going. All right, so if you were going to solo over that, you'd still be in the key of E, okay? It's just alternating, going to A, which is the 4, and then coming back to E. Now you'll also hear him playing this voicing of a high A up here and getting this voicing where he's kind of playing the A here and hammering the ring finger here onto the 3rd. And then you could do the same thing for E. That sounds great as well. You're at 14 and 16, and then 9 and 11. Now, my friends, I did you a great favor and I counted it out. He's actually doing that 26 times around. 26 rounds of that before we make a chord change. So yeah, he's on it for a while. He's soloing for a while. Like I said, if you want to solo, just solo in E. You can play an E minor pentatonic. The high position, here you go. Or low down here. And everything in between, my friends. So there you go. Now, at that point, he does that 26 rounds. Then he goes to the chord change right here, and we go D to A. So now he's switched over to the key of A and he's going. Same rhythm, but I'm just doing a D power chord and then an A power chord. Really getting 3 strings. So. Just 4 rounds of that. If you want, you could also do it open down here. And now he's going back to the E, and this time he definitely is getting this voicing up here. So here's our E, and this voicing here. And he's doing that kind of Stonesy thing where I'm playing the 3 strings here at 9 and then I'm hammering onto my middle finger on the 2nd string at 10 and my ring finger on the 4th string at 11. That's that real Stonesy Keith sounding. Okay, so he's kind of like. You could also just kind of jamming on that for 8 rounds, 8 times of that. Finally, we come out of it and we break on a B. That's the 5 in the key of E. Okay, so I'm just going to do a low B right here. And he does those slide licks over this. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Back to the intro riff. Okay? Now, you saw me in the video. Of course, this is slide, but I'm just playing some licks over B. And I was doing, just trying to get that slide sound a little bit. You see how I did that? I'm right here in my B box. And I got here on the 3rd string and I went. Then I did a lick sliding. anything's gonna work. He's getting way up high, going into the high E box. So feel free to get way up there if you want to, but that's what it's going to sound like. Anything like that, just 4 main riffs, and then we're back to the intro. He goes to the single note one. And then he does 4 more of these. All right, now we just start a third verse. So it's a third verse, just like the first and second. Now at the end of that, going into the outro, it's such a cool riff he plays along with Dusty. And it's played over, kind of going into the B, which is the 5. So we're coming out of... We're on the E note, now we're gonna go back to the D note here and go... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then you're going to slide on the low. Slide from A to B and then hit the high octave. Such a cool riff. Listen to this. Again. Third time. And then he just does this. Break. Bass solo. And then finally one more. And he plays a gnarly sounding slide note to end it on. I just went. And ended on that E bar chord. Okay, so let's take it from the end of the third verse going into the very ending. So we're going to take it from the G here, and we'll take it all the way to the end. It's going to sound like this. Congratulations, that's the song. Hope you have fun playing on this. And there you have it, my friends. Just Got Paid by ZZ Top. 1972, Rio Grande Mud. One of the coolest, baddest guitar riffs ever. Hope you have fun playing that. Try playing along with the track, of course. There's backing tracks for it on YouTube, so try that as well. And try jamming on it with your friends, with the band. And as always, please give this video a like. If you did enjoy it, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so you can get notifications every time I put out a badass video like this one. And I will see you guys and gals in the next lesson. Adios.